It's nice to see you. It's me, Christiana Gaudet, your Tarot Fairy Godmother, coming to you a little later than I usually do on Saturday, just how the schedule worked out today. Thanks so much for being here. Special shout out right away to those of you who have already helped out with some super stickers. Galactic Community Garden Earth, thank you so much. Lisa Harmon, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. Super chats and super stickers are ways that you can show your support for this broadcast. Also, a big shout out to the members, and Lisa Harmon is also a member. If you too would like to be a member, and we are slowly, but it's happening. It's not really that slow at all. We are on the way to 100 members. I don't know what I'll do when I get 100 members, but I'm going to do something special. We're at like 91, 92 right now. So get me up to 100 members. We'll have a party. We'll do something great. What do members do? Members make a monthly commitment at one of three levels. There are perks for members, and you get my love and appreciation as well. Now, that said, all y'all here have my love and appreciation. Thank you for being here. Tell your friends about this channel, and don't forget to like this video. If you're here for the first time, please do subscribe. All right, you know what we do on Saturdays? We like to do your specific question. I will take these in the order that I see them, and as you can see, I am once again using my Light Seers Tarot, because why not? It's a great deck. All right, going in the order that I see you, starting with Amoira LPO. Does A love me? Let's take a look and see. I don't know, man. I'm not even sure A loves themselves. I feel like there's been some dishonesty here. I feel like there's a lot of self-interest. I feel like there's a lot of being in the moment. And honestly, if you have to ask that question, you know what the answer probably is, but the cards come up to kind of confirm that, I don't really trust that. I don't trust that situation. Justine, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. An interesting one. Some of my friends are going to Mardi Gras Galveston next weekend. I'd like to join them. Trouble is, these are the same friends who recently got married, and I wasn't able to make it to the wedding. They are somewhat difficult to make plans and keep up with. So I'm wondering, will I feel left out if I try to join them in Galveston next weekend? Yeah. I would say if you go for the whole Mardi Gras thing, try to make friends with other people, but don't have big expectations where they're concerned. I feel like, when we look at them, they're not bad people and they don't dislike you, They're just really into doing their thing. And if you want to do your thing alongside them, that's okay. But it's almost impossible to do things with them. Lisa Harmon, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. You've been a member for 14 months. We really appreciate that. Thanks for using members only emojis. And once again, thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate you. Here's the question. Hang on a minute. Okay. I am thinking about either taking a leave of absence or quitting work to focus on my health. Yay or nay? All right. Well, let's look at a couple of things here. First of all, taking a leave of absence, quitting. Man, there's a part of you that really wants to quit. And there was a part of you that wanted to quit before you had health issues. The health issues gives you the reason to do it. Fact is, as I see it, you don't love your job and you don't want to be there. Now, the question is, can you financially be okay without the job? I think there's a way you can manage it. So here's what I'm going to say. If you can figure out a way to be okay without the job financially, by all means, ditch that mofo. Because it's not helping you. You're not liking it. You can always go back and get another job later if you want. So yeah, I would say consider it if the finances allow it. Smile Soul 20, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. My question is, I frequent a local grocery store in town. Every time I come to the store, the management and certain staff follow me. Oh, I want to know if I should stop going to this store. Yeah, they don't deserve your money. You know exactly why they're following you, and it's full of crap, and they're ridiculous. Go someplace else. And I would also leave a review online about why you're going somewhere else. Gemini Sun, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a moderator here. We appreciate you. I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. My question is, when will Mrs. Z reach out to me? I think relatively soon. And whatever the topic is, whatever's going on there, the conversation will go well. Raquel, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. My situation at home feels like it's finally starting to get better. Hallelujah. I'm wondering if I'm just being hopeful, if it really is improving, and how can I make it better? Wow, that's looking like a 3-card reading. How do you create spreads? Here you go. So, when we look at how you're approaching it, the thing is you were not approaching it in a hopeful way at all before. Is it really improving? I think it is, at least in the moment. But when we say really improving, is it really improving, or is there just so much fear at the unknown of what happens if we change this that I'm going to do my very best to just check all the boxes and do the things I know I'm supposed to do? Not because I'm really doing deep work, but because I don't want bad things to happen. So, and I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the other side of this. You know, the person on the other side of this doesn't really look like this person has done the deep work. Just looks like they're doing what they know they're supposed to do. But, you know, that's okay. That's better than not. What can you do to make it better? I think you have to be realistic about what this person's abilities and limitations are. And if you're going to be here, accept those limitations, and the support that you cannot get here, get elsewhere. I'm not telling you like have an affair. I am saying, you know, like friends and things of that nature to help you feel more supported. Well, Lisa, if finances are not a problem, you know, you got to follow your heart. You got to do what you think is right. But Lisa, I'd get out of there. All right. So Raquel, I think the improvement is there. I think that's real. I don't know if it will last. I don't think it comes from a deep place because I don't think there's a deep place for it to come from. But if you can accept that and be okay, I think it's fine. That's fine. Okay. Madiha Ness, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. Looking at plane tickets again to visit home in the summer. Hard to deal with things there and very hard to come back because I don't want to leave. What should I do? Okay. Should you do this? Should you fly home and visit this summer? Oh, man. I mean, you're going to have to do it eventually. If you did it this summer, so hard. There's so much about it that is hard. This summer, go, don't go. It's okay either way, but I feel like you kind of maybe should think about doing it. Cassandra, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. My medication has been on back order for over a week now. Man, horrible. Any ideas if it'll get filled this week so I can function? Let's see. Will it get filled? I think it's going to take a while. It'll be either this week or next week. It will happen, but it's taken a minute. And are there other pharmacies that have better access? This is terrible. I'm so sorry. Okay. Jeannie, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. So NOM cannot do your video during April Fest. I was given 2 names. Which would be the better quality and or less expensive? Could either lead to good connections. The first is Real Live Productions, and the second is with a puppeteer and film person. Okay, so which would probably be which would overall be the better one for you? I like Tom best. You can try both, but I like Tom best. Try Cameron. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member, Trey. Kind of a weird question, but I'll ask anyway. What will the girl I'm thinking about think of my book? Okay, that's totally a fair question. I think this person will like your book, find it heavy but inspiring. PL Day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Too much going on to narrow down to one question. Is there a message out in the universe from my ancestors? I've been having very vivid dreams, but can't understand what they're telling me. So let's just look at that and see what comes up. I think there's a lot out of sorts for you right now, PL Day. A lot out of sorts, a lot out of balance. Your ancestors are here to protect you and help you. The vivid dreams that you're having is just because there is so much going on and you're not trusting yourself. You're not seeing a way forward, but a way forward will come. Be patient. It will be okay. Caroline McLaughlin, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Will the end of a month bring an end to the battle with the squatter? My goodness, this has been going on for a while. I'm so sorry. Let's see. I do feel like, I don't know if it'll be the end of the month, but I feel like pretty soon, like within the next 3 weeks, 6 weeks, somewhere pretty soon, this story is coming to an end. Hallelujah. It's about time. Hey, Chang, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Thanks for the super sticker. Thanks for that kind message you left on my tarot scopes as well. Really appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the super sticker. We appreciate you. Okay. Aria Wilson, nice to see you. What message does my spirit guide Jay have for me? The message is you got to do you. And if things aren't making you happy, then you got to switch it up. And you're in charge of that. You're in charge of your own happiness, and your own happiness matters. That's what I have to say for you, Aria. Well, actually, that's what your spirit guide Jay has to say for you. Claire C., so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Is there a message from my sister's best friend, Linda, who recently left the earthly plane? They had been friends for more than 70 years. Her message is, it's just sort of a comment on the whole history and on the blessings of the history, but also all the stuff that y'all had to put up with. And just wanting to let you know that on the other side, there is healing and fun and answers and love, and all is well. Allie Mammon, nice to see you. Am I on the right path toward my chosen career? I shuffled too. It's not an easy path, my friend, but it will get you there. It's a twisted path. The question is there an easier or better path that you could take to get where you want to go? Allie Mammon. Yeah, I think you're on the right path, but I think you need to take a look at all the twists and turns because there's ways you could get there more simply. Try to think outside the box a little bit. Melissa Grosso, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. We appreciate you so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This week I had another issue/battle with a male colleague. Same guy as always. Did I handle it well? How did it work out for me? You handled it extraordinarily well. Male colleague did not even entirely recognize it was a battle. How did it work out for you? I mean, there is nothing you can do to earn the respect of someone who doesn't treat you with respect, because the reason for not treating you with respect is ridiculous. But I think it's fine, and I think you did fine. Just make sure you document everything. Document everything. I think you handled it well, though. Mix you here. Thank you so much for being here, and I want to thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. When will I see an upswing in my mental health and happiness? Yeah, that's a necessity. Let's take a look and see what we see. And I'm sorry, it's been a struggle. The thing is, it's a struggle that's not your fault. It's a struggle. I mean, some of it is just like, what is true in your own chemistry. But some of it is like the trauma of what you've been raised with, the things that you were taught to be true that are not true, are not true, are not true. And the process here is to say, how much of this is like an organic mental health issue, and how much of this is having to unlearn an entire way of thinking, believing, and being. And I think a lot of it is the latter. So you will see an upturn in your mental health and happiness when you unlearn a bunch of horse feathers and figure out what is really true. And on some level, you've done that, but you've only done it on the surface. You got more of that to do. I think that's what it is. Selma, nice to see you. I'm still abroad and things are not going the way I planned. Should I be patient and wait? Let's take a look and see. I think there's value in being there and value in the experience, even if your goals aren't being met or the things you expected aren't happening. Will the things you expect to happen ultimately happen? I think to some extent, but not the way you want them to entirely. Not entirely. And so you have to really sort of look at what is the value of being where you are and what is the value of staying longer. That's really the way that shows up. All right. Galactic Community Gardener, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for helping out with the super sticker. Really appreciate you. Please express about the most recent dreams about EH. Are they from EH directly? I believe so, yes. Yes. And there's a lot there to interpret, so really spend some time with them. And Caroline McLaughlin, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate that. And Teresa C. has been a member at the star level and is also a moderator, been a member for 13 months. Thanks so much for that. All right. Arlette, can you tell me about my friendship with Megan? Sometimes I think we could be very close. Other times I feel like she uses me for rides and doesn't want to let me in. Is it all in my head? What's going on? Let's take a look and see. All right. Megan has issues. Megan has a lot of issues. These issues are not your issues, and they're not about you, Arlette. Megan does really appreciate you. And Megan is needy AF. And so is Megan a good friend? No. Would Megan like to be a good friend? Yes. Why is Megan not a good friend? Because Megan has issues. Does it serve you to be Megan's friend? In a way. I would say just don't personalize it and have good boundaries and say no when you have to say no and see what happens. Baby Cake, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm going on vacation in February. Yay. Should I rent a car and drive on the left side? How's this vacation going to go? Okay, while on vacation, do you rent a car? You could drive on the left side and be fine. And renting a car might be good. How will the vacation go in general? I think it'll be great. I mean, there'll be some things that are surprising and weird, like how it always happens when we travel. But I think it's going to be great. I'm excited for you. Adrija, nice to see you. Will I hear from P today? Do you see he's talking to other people? And will there be any improvement in this relationship? All right. Do I think you'll hear from him today? Probably, yeah. Is he talking to other people? Probably, yeah. But, I'm encouraging you to talk to other people too. Any improvement in the relationship with him? I think you see the up and the down on this. I think you know where it's good and where it's not. I'm not sure that it's improvable. Lit, nice to see you. Am I on a good financial path from here on? Getting there. You're getting better. You're figuring it out. I think you have to stay flexible. But for right now, yeah, you're getting better. JF1, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I'm looking for ideas of things I can do that will bring me joy without causing physical pain, or at least not much pain. Sick of living just to work, but everything hurts. There has to be something I can do. I am so sorry. That's so hard. I know you deal with some really tough stuff. And I know that your nature, like the things that would normally bring you joy, would be physical. And so I completely understand that. And we hope for a time where there'll be some remission or some better medication or something that will change the pain level. But for right now, what will bring you joy? To talk to people that you like, whether online or in person or whatever, to talk to people that you like. I wonder if there's anything around growing indoor plants that would be good for you, that you might enjoy growing indoor plants, learning something new. Those are things that I think you could really enjoy. I think you really like nature and would like to be out in nature. And so if that's hard, I think bringing some nature into your house might be good. Catherine Fan, I'm about to go skiing and snowboarding this weekend. Go you. That's fabulous. Any advice for the trip? Let's take a look. Don't take trails above your level. Don't overestimate your level, your skill level. Enjoy it, have fun, and don't push yourself when you're tired. When you're tired, go back to the lodge and have a drink, for God's sake. Trey, Mom wants to know if alcoholic aunt drank from the Listerine bottle. Oh no. Or are we imagining things? Let's take a look. Okay. I think you're imagining things. Bad, but not that bad. Denise Woods, thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. What do I need to do and act? What do I need to do to act and be more positive? De-escalate on catastrophizing things. There may be things that are upsetting, but you can get into a place of catastrophizing them. And let go of the past. Deal with what's going on right now, not the things that happened in the past. Those things could help. Teresa C. Will I accomplish my educational goals this year? Heck yeah, you will. And of course, later on, you may have more goals, and so then there'd be more. But yes, the goals you have right now, yes. Maria Baresi, so nice to see you. Anthony is tackling his final flight test soon. Will there be any hiccups? Let's take a look and see. It may not be the easiest. He's learned well, but it's a really hard test. I think he'll do fine. Worst case scenario, he has to take it twice, but I think he'll be fine. Jackie Masters, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. What can I do to take back my power, let go of my fears? Do my ancestors and guides have any guidance for me? Okay, Jackie. Recognize your intelligence, recognize your creativity, recognize that spirit is within you, and recognize that you have a good heart. Just know those things about you, and if you know those things about you, no one can take that from you, and that is the source of your power. So here's what I'm going to say to you, and thank you everyone for your feedback. I do read it. I don't always read it aloud, but I do read it. But sometimes I got to talk back to it. Mix you ear, Michelle, I'm talking back to you. It's mostly my anxiety stuff and situational because of mom's declining health and how others around me aren't doing what they could need to do. Yes, all of that is true. And when you say it's mostly my anxiety stuff, I want to leap through the computer and hug you. Or slap you, or first hug and then slap, or something. But the point is, what is your anxiety stuff? Well, there's Michelle and her anxiety stuff again. That's a freaking trauma response. And it's a trauma response because of real things that happened in your life. Not necessarily anything that was done wrong. No, wrong. Not necessarily anything that was done intentionally wrong. It's always people doing the best they can, but it is generational freaking trauma. And the generational trauma is heightened by the family members you have to deal with right now who are not at all understanding that. And so, no, it's not just your anxiety. It is presenting as anxiety, but I believe, and I'm not a doctor and I'm not your counselor, but I really believe it has to do with things you were taught to believe about yourself. And because of this, stop the presses. I'm going to tell you all a story. I'm going to tell you all a story, personal story, because it illustrates what I'm talking about, not just for you, Michelle, but for a lot of people. Okay. So probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, I was also dealing with, it's just my anxiety. Why am I so anxious? Blah, 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 blah. So I went for a course of EMDR with a local therapist. And at the time, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm pretty woo, but this is too woo for me. But about 2 weeks after my second session, after deciding I wasn't going back, I had this whole thing happen where I came to a realization and it just all fell away. And I've not had those anxious problems since, to that extent or in that way. What was the realization? Here's the story. My mother was a single mother. She married the person who became my father when I was 10. And he became my father. That's the Methodist minister, fabulous guy. But, when I was really young, my mother was a single mother. She was an unwed mother in 1962. And when she came home from college pregnant, living with her mother and father, her father died of a heart attack during the pregnancy. So you can imagine, man, this is not a great situation in 1962, right? So what came to me in this time period, where I had the EMDR, was all of a sudden I recognized what people who loved me would say to me all the time. The adults in my life, my grandmother, my aunt, the people who were my caregivers who loved me would always look at me and sort of say, "Oh, your poor mother. Oh, your poor mother." And they're saying it with love. But what they're saying, I was a smart kid. I knew. Why was my mother, oh, my poor mother? She was, oh, my poor mother, because she had me. And that began my anxiety. And my anxiety was, I shouldn't be here. And no one ever told me that. I was loved. My mother loved me. She took good care of me. The other grown-ups took good care of me. Everyone was well-intentioned. But that constant mantra of, oh, your poor mother, gave me some messed up anxiety and gave me a story of, I don't have a right to be here. I don't have a right to take up space. And all of that fell away. So that's what I'm sharing with you. Anyone who needs to hear this. Because no, it's not just your anxiety. There is a root for it. And that root goes back to childhood and a story you're telling yourself. Find out what it is and you will feel so much better. I know I did. All right, back to readings. Okay, and thank you everyone for the feedback. Dee Dee, I've heard good things about EMDR. Yeah, man, I'm a fan. And I thought it was ridiculous. I did not enjoy it at all. But man, did it make a difference. Okay, Rhonda, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. What does Rex want from me? And thank you for liking this video. We appreciate you. Rhonda, what does X want from me? What does Rex want from me? Rex, I don't know that we know. I don't know that Rex knows what Rex wants from you. What do you want from Rex? See, there's so much confusion here. So much confusion. This is a question that is really hard to answer, Rhonda, because it's confusing. It's confused and it's confusing, and I think you're both confused. How should you approach Rex? Just be honest with Rex and see what happens. But there's a lot of confusion there because Rex does not know Rex, and there's nothing you can do to fix that. Dee Dee, nice to see you. Does my casual friendship with F have romantic possibilities, or shall I look elsewhere? Let's take a look. So, Dee Dee, your casual friendship with F is a real friendship. It really is. Does it have romantic possibilities? From my perspective, no. I think keep the friendship and enjoy the friendship, but look elsewhere for romance. So Rhonda, you want to be with him as a couple? Man, that would be a confusing thing. I don't know that he's able to do that. I think he likes you, but man, he's got issues. He needs a therapist, not a girlfriend. Or maybe a therapist and then a girlfriend. So there's that. And thank you everyone for your responses to my story. I don't share a lot of personal stories, but once in a while, I mean, I'm older now. I got a lot of personal stories. So once in a while, it's worth a share to illustrate a point, right? Angie, do I have a soul contract to marry? So that's such an interesting thing because you'd have to believe in soul contracts, which I don't know if I do, so there's that whole thing. So let me just look at this, Angie, and say what do we think about marriage in your future? Let me just put it that way. And if you want to interpret it as a soul contract, that is fine. But I know that that's a construct that works for a lot of people. And my jury is still out on that one. But do we see marriage for you? You know, the thing is, there's a whole relationship history here, Angie. When we look at childhood stuff and relationship modeling and relationships that you've had, there is a whole history here that is difficult. And you owe it to yourself to work through some of that and find some of the healing that you need to find. None of that is your fault, my friend. But as with so many things that are not our fault, we're still the ones that have to do the healing and figuring it out. Do I think you could marry and have a good marriage? I think there's a lot of healing you have to do, but if it's something you want, you can do it. And it's not so much about contract or destiny. It's about what do you want and what do you have to do to get there, as I see it. All right, my friends, I feel like I have come to the end of questions. If I accidentally missed you, I'm so sorry. Please do reiterate, if you're here and you have not yet asked a question, it is last call for readings, y'all. So we have a class coming up on Wednesday. The link is already up, tarot cards and oracle cards. We're going to be playing with those. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you join us. The 3-card weekly reading is normally at 9:30 a.m. on Mondays. That's one I rarely skip, rarely miss, but I'm missing it this Monday. I'll get to it at some point during the day. I just don't know when. And we've got a couple more questions coming in, which I'll be happy to do. Archana, okay, wondering if this person loves you. I think this person is frustrated with you. Is there really love there? I don't know. I see a lot of frustration. And Adrija, do I see you traveling in the next few months? It doesn't show up for me, but that, doesn't mean you will or won't. It just doesn't show up for me right now. My friends. Oh, hey, C. Hitchcock, nice to see you. First time here. First time here. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you do subscribe and I hope you do hit the bell so you get notifications. May I ask when the weather will allow our poor porch plants to come outside? I miss coming home to paradise. All right, let's take a look. When will the weather allow the porch plants outside? I would want to say it could be another 6 weeks, is what I'm thinking. And right, baby cakes, thank you for that. Great to hear you got to the root and cause of your anxiety after having suffered with it for more than 40 years. And that's the thing, man. We are always healing. The minute we stop healing, we always have to be focused on our healing, no matter how old we are and no matter how well we're doing. There's always another layer of healing. So there's that too. All right. I will look forward to seeing you soon. I want to remind you I am available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, Zoom, or here in Palm City if you happen to be local. And if you happen to be local, we have our Cards and Conversation Tarot Meetup, Panera Bread, 4 p.m. tomorrow. Hope to see you there. My friends, thank you very much.